This episode is called Pressure Points. This 2150 episode begins with us teacher and students about to go on a field trip through the transport chamber. Okay, I think I've given you all about enough time to read that section in your science books.
I don't really understand this, teacher.
Yeah, it's got all those big, hefty equations.
You don't have to worry about the equations. Just try to remember the part where it describes time and space as a sort of a fabric, or even paper on which everything, including you and me, is drawn.
You mean we're all painted on some sort of a cosmic canvas?
Well, in a very abstract way, yes.
Who's the painter, then?
His name's Jesus Christ. The Bible says anything that exists because he created it.
Yeah, preacher, you're lying. Yeah, I know the Lord didn't create that bottom bomber up there on the wall. Or these bruises on my bottom.
Be quiet, Chunker. Those bruises are on your bottom for trying to sabotage the delicatology computer. Chunker?
Yeah, what is it, preacher?
What is that swatting paddle made of?
It must be made of some kind of titanium alloy.
Chunker, that paddle is made of ordinary oak. With a healthy coat of varnish, that's all.
Could have fooled me.
Okay, Chunker, where'd the oak come from? It came from a tree, and who made the tree grow?
Alright. What about the silicon baridium microprocessor core in the teacher's brain?
Who made the silicon?
The General Andronics Corporation.
Wrong, Chunker. The General Andronics Corporation merely refined the silicon out of sand. The silicon was there long before General whatever it was ever existed. And the other elements in the teacher were all in the earth before tools or man was ever made.
What about Plastic Joe?
Plastic Joe? Who's he?
Plastic? What about plastic, he's saying?
Oh, plastic. That's just merely refined petroleum. Where does petroleum come from?
That comes from down inside the earth.
I don't care what you point to, what item, object, material, you can trace it back to God's creation somewhere.
What about glass?
Glass is made out of lime and sand and a few other natural components.
Yeah, I got a good one. What about those disgusting plob cylinders?
Yeah, what about that, preacher? The delicatology computer can make stuff up out of nothing.
That's where you're wrong. A couple weeks ago, the teacher showed me the innards to that delicatology computer. All it does is take basic common elements of the earth and combines them together to create all those different strange food types from the atomic level.
Teacher's he right?
Yeah, pretty much. Every week after we have a delicatology session, I have to recharge the various elemental compartments of the delicatology computer module, the part separate from the computer itself, with a fresh supply of elements. And though the delicatology computer can mimic and imitate certain organic compounds, it can in no way create any sort of living matter or anything close to it. You see what I mean, Chunker? Man, there's no way that man can take and create an element out of nothing. He can surely take the elements that already exist and play with them and rearrange them and use them, but it's only because God made them in the first place. Yes, Zoomy, what do you want?
Teacher, how come we're talking about fabric of space and all these different elements and everything?
Well, because the field trip we're going on in a few minutes is related to that subject. As you all know, some time ago our government detonated 2 antimatter bombs in the remote desert area northwest of here. We have gone on field trips to this area several times to look for various plants and rock forms that were changed by the antimatter.
I'm still paranoid of sunflowers because of that.
All right, Lukey.
Sunflowers?
How come you scared of a sunflower? Boy, you must be a wimp.
That's enough, Zoomy. Name calling will grant you punch-up nuggets real quick. A good half of this classroom is probably a little punch-happy because of a strange sunflower-like mutation that we encountered some time back on a field trip into the antimatter test zone.
What were those things called again? Lugo posies or Luga roses?
Luga lilies.
Oh, how could I ever forget?
All right, changing the subject. How many of you know what iron pyrite is? That's a good part of the classroom. Okay, iron pyrite is the more technical name for fool's gold. It's an iron-sulfur compound, and it's fairly common around copper deposits and other formations. However, today we're going to go on a field trip to look for an altered version of this fool's gold iron pyrite. Yes, Joe.
Teacher, I can't understand how something non-living like a mineral can be mutated. I mean,
You have to stop and picture what happened during the antimatter bomb detonation. The explosion was so intense and so powerful that the very fabric of time and space was shaken. It was momentarily altered within a mile diameter of the explosion epicenter, or ground zero. And during the split second of time when that distortion occurred, the atoms and molecules in various minerals was thrown apart in a very unnatural fashion, and then thrown back together in even a more unnatural fashion. And today on our field trip, we are going to be looking for just such an altered structure in iron pyrite.
Teacher, what's the name of these rocks?
Well, the name Trinity Pyrite was given to them, but the locals call them stinker stones.
how can they call them that?
Well, because... Chunker, what do you want?
Teacher, how long is a field trip gonna last?
Well, it shouldn't last past noon. So if you're worrying about lunch, don't. Okay, for the field trip, all you need to bring is the usual stuff, including a canteen, since it is kind of a warm day. Okay, how many of you were... Oh, there's the break bell. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go on that field trip after the break. You're all dismissed. What you uptight about now, Chunker?
Yeah, I get tired of you pushing your religion in this classroom.
Chunker, sometimes I wonder if you're really an atheist.
What?
I mean, if you were really a true 100% purebred atheist, my talking about the Lord and all of that wouldn't bother you one little wink. You'd be settled in your belief and it wouldn't affect you one way or the other.
You know something, Chunker? He's got a point.
Shut up, chipmunk.
I mean, you didn't hear me ranting and raving and having a fit when you gave that oral book report on atheism and the glories of self-sufficiency. I mean, I know what the Bible says, and I know what the Lord has shown me in my own life. If you want to live like that, yeah, that's your own business. I'm not going to jump in your case for it. I'm going to pray for you, for sure.
Yeah, I should have known better to even bring that up to you.
Besides, Chunker,
I know the Constitution upholds the right of everybody a free expression of their beliefs. Maybe they ought to change the Constitution.
for who? For the atheists? That would be the establishment of a state religion. That's specifically forbidden in the Constitution.
Come on, Joe. Atheism isn't anything to do with religion.
One of the definitions of religion is any object of devotion. I mean, look at the communist countries. They devote themselves a great deal to promoting humanism and atheism and all of that stuff. Their god is communism. And they bow down to the intellectual images of Lenin, Marx, the so-called founding fathers of that movement. And if God really didn't exist, they wouldn't have to educate their people that he doesn't exist.
Yeah, no comment.
I wonder what this is.
Don't you know anything, goof? The teacher told us this morning what those are.
Frib, those are the new electric pencil sharpeners that the school system installed.
How do they work?
Well, here, just a second. Let me get a pencil. I'll show you. Here we go. Okay, Frib, it's really simple. All you do is take your pencil and stick it in this little opening like this. See?
Wow, I really sharpen it good. Can I try it?
Well, yeah, go ahead. Here.
Wow.
Frib,
Boy, sure took the pencil down to a knob in a hurry. Here's your pencil, Joe. I gotta catch you later.
right, Frib.
That looks like a bullet.
Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it?
I've got an extra pencil on my desk if you need one, Joe.
Yeah, I think I will be needing it for that test coming up later today. A little bit later during the same break.
How's it going, Frib?
Jim, can I borrow your pencil?
Sure, just a second. Here you go.
I only need it just for a little bit. I'll bring it right back.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, how are you doing, brother?
Okay, I guess.
How come you got such a low tone in your voice? And what were you and Frib talking about?
Yeah, Frib just wanted to borrow my pencil.
Borrow your pencil? What for?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Oh, no.
What's wrong, brother?
Oh, I didn't know how I ever got into this weird classroom.
Is there a problem, brother?
Yeah, and here it comes.
Here you go, Jim. Here's your pencil back. Catch you later.
Oh, boy. I don't see how it could write so fast. It's already a stump already.
No, Jim. Frib just discovered the new pencil sharpener.
Oh, no. He chewed up my pencil.
You guys aren't the only one. Have a look at this.
Oh, boy. Is that what's left of your colored pencil set?
Yeah, you ain't just whistling Dixie. All 8 colors have been brought down to the eraser. He's gonna eat these after class.
Chunker, don't say that so loud. The teacher might hear you.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that.
Well, let's go. Jim, is there something bothering you? You seem like you were kind of depressed or something.
Somebody ripped off some turquoise out of my locker.
Oh, no. Was it pretty good turquoise?
It was the best. It was spiderweb turquoise.
How did they break into your locker?
They didn't. I had my back turned for a little.
Why don't you bring it up to the teacher? Maybe he can scan the desks and find it.
It's a good idea, brother. I think I will.
All right. Okay, how many of you are ready for the field trip? Yes, Jim.
Teacher, somebody ripped me off.
How do you mean?
I had some turquoise in my locker, and when I had my back turned, somebody ripped it off. It was really high quality, too. And it cost me a lot of money. I was gonna make some beautiful jewelry with it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask once, just once, who took Jim Yazzi's turquoise? If the one who did it confesses, I'll only incinerate you. But if I have to find out using the lie detector, the one responsible will get the Mexican hat dance punishment every day for 2 weeks. You got 10 seconds, whoever you are, to come up... Yes, Zoomy?
Nothing's worth that crazy Mexican hat dance punishment. Oh, get it out of my desk already.
Throw it here.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, it's turquoise, okay. Okay, Jim, come on up here. You too, Zoomy.
Yes, teacher.
Is this the turquoise you're missing?
Yes, it is, teacher.
Okay, here. Okay, Jim, you can go back to your chair.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, Zoomy.
Yes, teacher?
Robbery is not permitted in this classroom.
Oh. Oh. Boy, Jello must be the answer.
Snap out of it, Zoomy. Get back to your chair.
Oh, yeah. You gave me that yucky boomerang whiplash treatment.
To your chair.
Yes, sir. Ow.
Another word and I'll give you plob cylinders. Okay, how many of you ready for the field trip? Yes, Fob, what do you want?
Teacher, how come your voice sounds a little funny?
Well, it's either because my vocal projectors need D11 lubricant or the guy who does my voice just got over a cold. One of the two. Take your pick.
That's kind of dingy.
All right, like I said, how many of you are ready for the field trip?
Do we need any special equipment?
No, just the usual items like rock pick, collection bags, canteen, pencil, and notepad.
Teacher, do you have an extra pencil? I don't have one.
Me too.
Well,
Teacher, I need an extra pencil, too.
Yeah, send one my way while you're at it.
I need one, too.
What's going on? Did you all forget to bring your pencil to class or something?
Ask Frib. He knows all about it.
Frib, do you?
I got an alien football infecting my calculator.
He loves that new pencil sharpener that the school system put in.
Oh, no, I can only imagine. Yes, I've got extra pencils for all of you. And Frib, if you feed that pencil sharpener one more pencil, you'll eat Pliblack discs.
What?
Before anybody asks, Pliblack discs are a new culinary punishment. They're like plob cylinders, but they're a little bit worse. All right, enough of that. Yes, Joe, what do you want?
Teacher, these pyrite rocks that we're going to be looking for, the mutated ones, is there anything different about them or dangerous or anything that we should look out for?
Well, there is one thing that you've got to really look out for. Like I mentioned before, these rocks are unstable chemically. They are in an unnatural chemical compound as it is. And if you bump them too hard or treat them too... Kodo, what do you want?
Oh, I have to sneeze bad.
You know what to do. Go.
Yes, teacher.
Wow.
Teacher, the sneeze cracked one of the windows.
He sneezed too close to the school building. Okay, before anything else comes up, everybody into the transport chamber. Don't forget your equipment.
Teacher, if those rocks are sensitive to impact, how come you want us to bring our rock picks?
That's just in case you may find some other mineral that you may be interested in. There's quite a few different minerals in the area we're going to. Okay, is everybody ready to transport? Kodo, why do you got that goofball look on your face?
Sneeze.
Take it outside now.
I don't know if I can make it.
Boy.
That sounds like a lightning barrage.
I think that guy ought to see a nose specialist.
That's enough. Kodo, are you alright?
I get a headache.
That's not surprising. Get into the transport chamber. That is, if you're finished erupting.
I'm done, teacher.
Alright. And if you dare erupt while we're in the middle of transporting, it's plob cylinders and hat dance punishment.
Teacher, I won't believe me.
Alright. Kodo, when was the last time you saw a doctor?
I saw a doctor about 5 times, and he couldn't do anything with me.
Permanent condition, huh?
I've learned to live with it.
Yeah, but I don't know about the rest of us.
Alright, that's enough. Anyhow, on to the Good Humor Mountains.
Like to go to the political deal.
They materialize in the Good Humor Mountains. Hey, good. Looks like we're here. Alright, now that we're here, everybody stand still. I want to show you what we're looking for. Let's see. Here's one right here. Okay, this is one of the mutant pyrite crystals that we're looking for.
Teacher, are you sure that's pyrite? That looks like transparent blue glass crystals or something.
Joe, make no mistake, this is the thing we're looking for. Here's a little warning. These little jewels are unstable. If you crush them, drop them, disturb them a little bit too much, these pretty blue rocks will instantly decompose to rust, liberating hydrogen sulfide gas in generous quantities.
That's Greek to me.
You'll find out all in due time what I'm talking about. Okay, you all may begin looking for these crystals. Like I said, handle them carefully. Do not, I repeat, do not use your rock picks on them. I had you bring your rock picks merely as a precaution in case you found some other mineral that you're interested in getting loose from a rock formation. Okay, you may all begin looking, and I expect you to collect about a half a pound. Like I said, treat it with kid gloves.
Doesn't look like there's any of that stuff around here.
Yeah, preacher, you need to open your eyes. There's one right next to your foot.
What? Oh, wow. Boy, these are beautiful. They almost look like you could cut and polish them. They're clear, transparent.
Yeah, let me see that.
Here you go. Chunker, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stomp this.
The teacher said not to do that. All right, go ahead. You can stomp it if you want to. I don't know what'll...
We'll see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yuck.
oh, Chunker, that's awful. Oh, that stinks.
I think I'm getting out of here.
Oh,
What's going on over here? What? You! Woo!
yeah, you ain't kidding.
Woo! Smells like somebody unloaded about 50 crates of rotten eggs over here. What is that?
Ow. The Chunker stepped on one of those unstable rocks that the teacher wanted us to look for. When he stomped it, there was a puff of orange dust or something, and woo-hoo, it stunk.
So that's why they call them stinker stones. Boy, if that isn't a good name for them.
Oh, let's get out of here. Oh, it's... oh, gross. Whew.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? Joe, what happened over here?
Jim, it's one of those stinker stones. The Chunker stomped one.
No offense, brother, but I'm leaving. I'll get you later. I'll go see.
Oh, let's go. Let's go to another area. This is bad.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to handle these things like nitroglycerin when I put them in my collection pouch.
I don't blame you. Wow, I hope that gas isn't poisonous. Well, actually, I don't see all that many of those rocks laying around. What? Uh-oh, somebody behind that rock over there got it.
Sounds like pyro. What? Oh, what hit me? Oh, that's terrible. Oh,
Pyro, what happened?
I don't believe it. Oh, that stinks. I picked up one of those pretty blue rocks that the teacher was telling us about, and I popped it open with my fingers to see what was inside, and the thing busted orange dirt right in my face, and it stunk. It was like being hit in the face with a rotten egg.
Well, don't feel bad. The Chunker got it not too long ago.
Is there some problem over here?
Oh, hi, teacher. Yeah, some of those blue rocks are really causing some stink.
Literally.
Well, I warned you, didn't I? That's hydrogen sulfide gas. It smells like...
Rotten eggs.
Oh, so you found out, huh?
You better believe it. I think I'm gonna pass out. It smells so bad. Poor baby.
Fob, that's enough. That stuff smells so bad that even my nasal sensor unit is repelled. Anyhow, you all get to looking for rocks.
A little bit later during the rock hunting trip,
I guess I just about got my quota. I hope this is enough. It's gonna have to be. These rocks stink. Son.
Hey, Yazzie, what you up to?
I just finished collecting rocks. They smell.
That's no joke. And that's why I got this cotton in my nose.
What's that you got in your mouth?
Man, don't you know anything? This is my favorite chew.
Yeah. Oh, yuck. That stuff's nasty.
Ah, here comes Joe. Hey, Joe, did you get your quota of rocks?
Yeah, finally. Oh, I had to put a clothespin on my nose so I could stand it.
Anyhow, what was that you were saying, Jim, about my snuff?
Yeah, that stuff's nasty.
Zoomy, don't tell me you started dipping snuff.
Yeah, what's wrong with it, man?
That stuff's so nasty, I can't understand how anybody could even chew it.
Yeah, that's for grasshoppers.
Yeah, really. Hey, Zoomy, can you tell me why you're chewing tobacco? I mean, I'm curious. Why did you start doing that?
Yeah, 'cause it's cool.
That's it? That's your only reason?
Do I need a better reason?
Yeah, Rupai.
Yeah, Jim, you're a wimp.
Zoomy, that is kind of disgusting. I mean, if this was lunch hour and I was getting ready to eat my lunch and I saw you spit that big old disgusting loogie, I would have put my lunch sack back in the locker where I found it and gone to study hall.
Yeah, you both are nothing but wimps.
You never answered my question. How come you decided to start chewing that stuff?
Well, because it's cool.
Not only that, but the chunker told him that he isn't really a man unless he does chew.
Oh, the old peer pressure gag, huh?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Joe?
So many people in this world do things only because others put the pressure on them to do it. I mean, they say you're not cool unless you're doing this thing or wearing this kind of shirt or wearing that hairstyle or, in your case, dipping snuff. I mean, what are the practical advantages to chewing that mess? I mean, that slug of garbage you're working between your jaws looks more like it should be in a compost heap than in your mouth.
Hey, man, you bad-mouthing me?
Zoomy, you know I'm not bad-mouthing you, but I am bad-mouthing the thing where people knuckle under to the pressure of other people to do what is wrong. It seems like nobody's got a mind or will of their own. I mean, if purple shoes are in, they've got 'em on, whether they really like 'em or not. They just want to be accepted and not be called a nerd. When I was over at school system number 3, these guys came up to me and tried to get me to smoke dope. And when I refused, they called me a wimp and tried to put the pressure on me to get me to smoke dope. At that point in time, I just ran. I got out of there as fast as I could. And another time when I was in that school district, some of my old friends tried to get me to go with them to see a dirty movie. And I told them I didn't want to go. They called me all kinds of names. They said I was a sissy and all of that kind of stuff if I didn't go, trying to put the pressure on me to go. I'd just given my heart to the Lord maybe a month before that. But even then, the Lord gave me the strength to say no and walk away from it. And that's what happens when a person gives their heart to Jesus Christ. They're to be a light shining in the world around them, doing right no matter what people think, and whether or not it's cool or uncool, because 90% of the time it's going to be uncool to the rest of the world.
That sounds like a bummer.
Lukey, you should know better than that. Those who are truly Christian, who really love the Lord, do the different things that they're called to do because they want to, because they get into doing it.
So that means that if I get into smoking pot...
No, it doesn't mean you can do that. Wake up, Lukey. You're supposed to discern between what is right and wrong. I don't care who you are. If somebody comes up to you and wants you to sniff crystal or take dope or look at dirty magazines or anything like that, I don't care who you are. You're supposed to say no and walk away. If they call you 1,000,001 names, just keep walking. It's the devil talking to you, trying to suck you into sin.
Yeah? What happens if I don't decide to believe in your Jesus?
Well, Zoomy, I guess in your case it really doesn't make any difference whether or not you follow the crowd. You're in the world and you're of the world.
Well, is that so bad?
Zoomy, it's not bad, it's tragic. Because at the last judgment, your name will not be found written in the book of life.
Oh, what? What book are you talking about?
In Revelation, at the last judgment, the great white throne judgment, Anybody's name who is not found written in the book of life is cast into the lake of fire. And that's the fate that the whole unsaved world is going to meet. It's only through Jesus Christ that people can be saved. Well, saved from what? The dirtiest three-letter word in the English language, sin. And you rarely hear it being spoken of anymore. But the fact is, the whole unsaved world is steeped in it. And Jesus Christ is the only escape. And Zoomy, can you honestly tell me that you enjoy chewing on that mess?
I don't really enjoy it all that much, but it is cool.
You struggle and strive so hard to win approval from men, from your peers, and to act tough like some of the movie stars. But what's going to happen to you when you stand before God at the judgment, just you and Him alone? Does God think it's cool? Does God think it's cool to toke on a joint? Or to cuss or talk macho?
I don't much care about that now.
You will. By then it'll be too late. You'd better get into the Bible and find out what the Lord considers to be cool, what pleases Him. And I'll tell you what, the things that He considers to be good, and the kind of ways that He would have you to act and be and to talk, are real. They're not put on or faked. I mean, all these so-called cool images and movie stars and all the things that they do to really look right on and all that is a great big put on. And it means nothing. When you stand before the judgment seat of God, all that other junk will mean nothing. Find out what the Lord wants you to do, and He'll make you into the person that He wants you to be, which is something far higher and nobler than this world could ever lead you into. A lot of people think that if they become a Christian, that it'll be boring and that God doesn't like anything that's fun. And that's a bold-faced lie. When a person becomes a Christian and the Lord tells them to stop doing something, it's because He loves them. And when you obey God, you always come out a winner. It may not always be easy, and it often is difficult, but He is worth it. God says to serve Him and love Him in the here and now with all of your heart, through thick and through thin, through joy and through difficulties. Surrender your heart and obey Him now, and when it's all over, it just begins. You get to spend eternity in His presence forever. The Bible says that at His right hand there are pleasures forevermore. God's not against pleasure. He invented it. But man has taken it and turned it into a god.
You're always preaching to me. I'll chew if I want to.
Well, you can chew if you want to. You can do anything that you want to. God's not going to force you. But never forget there are consequences to everything you do. In one way or the other, you'll reap it with interest. Either everlasting life with the Lord Jesus, or an everlasting agony in hell. Uh-oh, I don't think the chunker sounds too happy.
I'm tired of your preaching, Turkey. I feel like giving you a knuckle.
What's going on over here? What was that you were saying, Chunker?
Was I gonna say something? I seem to have forgotten.
The chunker was just about to tell Joe that he was going to give him a knuckle sandwich.
I can believe it.
Thanks a lot, Fob.
Shut up, Chunker. Everybody, it's time to get back to the classroom. Come over here to the transport pad central. Go ahead, say you're gonna get him after class.
I'm gonna get you after class. Boy, I must have been dumb to do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he did it.
Everybody to the transport central now.
At the transport place?
All right, looks like everybody's here. Did everybody get the amount of rocks I asked you to?
Yeah?
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah.
I got all mine, teacher.
Huh. Hey, my rock bag snickered.
Looks like Jim Yazzie picked up some giggling granite.
I did so by accident.
That's okay. All right, I guess since everybody's got the rocks they need, I'm going to go ahead and activate transport beams. All right.
Oh, I dropped one of these blue rocks. Back in the classroom.
transport chamber. Who dropped that rock?
I'm sorry, teacher, I did. It was an accident.
Yuck, that rock exploded in the transport beam and was trapped in it with us when we transported back.
I know that, Fob. Everybody get to your chairs.
Teacher, can I open some windows?
Yes, open them all. I want the rest of you to get in your chairs and do that assignment on the board. If you can think straight. And I want you all to put your rock specimens carefully on the counter over there. All right, everybody get to work.
That's it for this episode.